launch pad. Launch pad. When you are in the Mojave Desert near Randsburg, we have Duisenburg Camp, 160 acres of the finest quality launch pad. You know, we are so popular. I'm going to tell you, probably Starlink goes and shoots off asteroids from the damn place. But with me today, my co-host, special friend, we got Ken, and of course,
hey everybody,
the real reason we're here, the famous beauty herself, Peggy from Duisenburg. Welcome on, Peggy.
Peggy. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Well, I'm just going to say it. You know, why did I talk about a launch pad? Well, a lot of things happen in that area, but if you come into Duisenburg Camp, and it's more of a primitive camp, who cares about the amenities, even though there's a shower and a clubhouse and all that stuff? Are you after gold? It's here. Right behind me is loaded with gold. Peggy makes sure she's been on the gold for a long time. Peggy, share a little bit about Duisenburg and what's going on there. But don't give away all the secrets.
Duisenburg's a 160-acre patented mining claim. There's gold all across it. We have special areas where we dig it out of the ground, and we do it for all of our events. We test it. It's all proven to hold gold. We average about 0.3 of a gram a yard, and that's as good as old Partner Schnabel gets up in the Yukon. He just throws a whole lot more money at it getting it. So we're a club. We're here to let everybody get some. We're just not trying to mine. So we have adjacent mineral claims, and they hold really good gold too. In fact, they're pretty close to the same average. And yeah, it's a pretty nice place for being in a desert, a high desert. It's got some pretty gold, and it's pretty gold. I mean, it's probably in the 20 carat range, 18 to 20 carat range, just coming out of the ground. So that's pretty damn good.
It's beautiful.
That's nice.
Now, Ken, just so you understand this, there's a lot of soldiers protecting that gold there at Duisenburg. And what I mean by that is you have some of the heaviest black sands imaginable that are trying to keep you away from that. So when you're doing a cleanup, you have to slow way down. And the one thing about Peggy is when we work together, like during a common dig or something like that, I bring it down to thick, heavy black sands. And then I go, Peggy, take care of it. And Peggy just sits there and does her magic. I've never seen anybody do it better. I've never seen anybody do it even faster. Peggy is definitely the queen.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Peggy, let me ask you. I'm wanting to know a little bit about Duisenburg myself, and I'm sure our viewers would too. So, staying on the gold mining, what type of actual gold mining do you do there? Do you do dry bankers? You do dry wash?
No, we dry wash. We're in the middle of the desert. We have no water.
Right.
We have no well even. I have to have the water shipped in from town just to keep the camp going.
Wow.
Yeah. So we dry wash and we manage the conditions. Like we've had a really wet winter. So all the guys around here know they're still going to mine. They got to go out. They got to pull it down, spread it out on a tarp, let it dry overnight. Then they can run it the next morning. Before they leave, they pull down the next batch to dry for the next day. And then we got to fight the wind. There's always wind out here. Average prevailing winds 15 to 20 southwest to northeast, which means you're going to have a breeze. And you learn
like
real quick how to manage your mining site on you don't get blowback trying to mine.
That's funny.
Because that leads to a condition. It does. If you do that and you set up wrong, it leads to a condition. And it has to do with it has to do with your face, because by the time you get done, at the end of the day, you'll be wearing what we call Duisenburg makeup.
Ken, she's not.
So
she's not.
you can leave the makeup at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leave the
yeah, and
makeup
it's
at
free too. We pass it out free.
Wow, that's awesome.
I wanna
And
take a quick
yeah,
let me
go
jump in
ahead.
real quick. Just so you guys know, I might have been a little devious. This is live right now on our YouTube and Facebook page, so I'm just gonna put a shout out, anybody that is watching out there, if you have a question, try to drop it in, and we'll try to answer as fast as we can go. So, again, if you have a
Yeah,
question specifically about Duesenberg events coming up, well, what if I get there and I work and I get this Duesenberg makeup all over my face and it's dry? We can tell you 2 things. The water is over 500 feet below the surface,
Mm.
but Peggy does have water trucked in. We do have an operational shower out there, so yes, you can clean your face. Don't worry about it.
Yep,
prospector
unless you
shower. I
make
like
me
it.
mad, and then I just hit you with the hose.
She's not joking, Ken. She's not joking.
No, I
Um,
bet. I bet.
any other questions you have, Ken?
Yeah, so you used puffers and dry washers. Okay. Um, how about metal detection? Do you do metal detecting for artifacts and for gold nuggets and stuff like that there?
I have plenty of people who come through here to metal detect. Now, metal detecting is a little hard here because it's been a bird hunting area for 200 years. So there's a
Mm,
lot of shot and brass, but there is gold. And if you know what you're doing and you go slow and you dig everything, you're going to end up getting it. There's some specialties around here that I always try and tell everybody about. Even if you pick up garbage and get it out of the way, you better run over that area again because the gold's going to be underneath of it. It's not
okay.
going to be on top of it. The other thing is we got creosote bushes all across the countryside here.
Mm,
And all those roots on the bottom of them creosote bushes sit above the ground for a fairly good area around it. And erosion is a good thing that moves, one of the first things that moves gold out here. So you better be using that metal detector up around them roots because you don't know what's hung up underneath of there from old
wow, that's
erosion.
cool.
And then the fun part, ants. Ants dig in the ground. And what's in their way, they take it up and they spit it out. That's what you call an ant hill. You better make sure you're detecting those because had guys come out of there with 2/10, 3/10 of a gram nuggies out of ant hills that it was in their way, and they took it up and they spit it out.
So you're telling me the ants eat the gold and then poop it back out and make
Nope,
the ant
they
hills
just
out of it?
pick it
They
up and
steal the
move it.
gold.
Nope, they just pick it up and move it. They
That's
just pick it
amazing.
up and move
I
it.
like that. That's amazing. I've
Yep.
never heard
Yeah,
we don't even have a term for that kind of moving of gold, It's
Well,
ant
they
gold.
must
I don't
have a
know.
term for it
gold
because they
stealers.
do it. And the other thing I tell folks is if take like a 1 or 2 gallon bucket with you. Get your target in your scoop, throw it in the bucket, and keep swinging. When you get tired of swinging and it's time to take a break, come and find yourself a place on the porch and sit down and rest for a while. Take your bucket to the panning station, scoop at a time, put it in the pan, and pan it. You'll tell right
Right.
there the difference between lead and shot and brass and gold.
Wow.
You'll
Cool
cover a
idea.
lot more territory and you got a lot better chance of finding something.
With 160 acres, you got a lot of playground.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ken, just recently, because you brought up metal detecting, Heath from History Seekers, he had visited Duesenberg late last year, and he traveled all over the world. I'm going to make a statement. He kind of fell in love with Duesenberg. The people,
Really?
he's an Alabama boy. He
Uh-huh.
he fell in love with the people. He fell in love with Peggy and the stories because he really loves history and things like that. Since then, he's made 2 trips back to Duesenberg. He was filming some stuff because there's a lot of great things to film in, but
Right.
he went metal detecting specifically with one of our members, and they both found gold. So
Wow.
it is out there, definitely out there.
That's cool. That's cool.
Um,
Oh, let me ask Peggy if you don't mind. I had a question pop up, and I think Peggy would know about this. Why was Duesenberg the original Las Vegas?
Oh, well, it wasn't Duisenburg, it was Randsburg, which is like 3 miles up the road from us.
Uh-huh.
Randsburg is an old mining town from back in the 1800s.
Right.
And Randsburg's about what 2.5 hours from Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
And being a mining town, it had the three necessities that the miners needed. It had something to drink, it had a woman to play with, and it had gambling. So all the old movie stars would head out to Randsburg to go play around. And
Wow.
it was a hopping little place. And it stayed a hopping little place until somebody got a wild idea to build Las Vegas. But Randsburg is actually Las Vegas before
Okay.
Las Vegas was Las Vegas.
And
So
Ken,
so
let
Randburg, yeah, go ahead, Dom.
I was gonna say, let me set the record straight. I have personally visited Randsburg many a time
Right.
because today they have a little store called the General Store that
Mhm.
makes
Right.
one of the best damn hamburgers around. And you actually sit in the store, which operates as a little grocery store, but they
Hmm.
also have a kitchen in the, like old diner type, sit down at the counter thing. The best damn burgers around,
Yep,
Wow.
So yes, I have. If you ever come out, I'm going to tell you we're going to the old Las Vegas to get a burger.
there you go. The other thing
Now,
is that's the nearest watering hole for this whole part of the desert. Everybody that's out here on
wow.
four wheelers all go to Randsburg and visit the joint up there. So uh, you never know who you're going to meet in this desert. You just don't know.
Absolutely,
Hey, yeah,
absolutely.
they
That
had
that
their
sounds
Old
cool.
West days up there a couple years ago, and Robert Duvall showed up. He was dressed just like he was in what was it, Lonesome Dove?
No, wow.
Yep.
That's
He
cool.
sat up there, he's buying people beers. They was having a good time.
I think I've been through Randsburg one time, and if I'm not mistaken, it's like a living ghost town. There's only like 50 or
Well,
60
that's
people
pretty
live
much
there.
what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's the play. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
through. My dad and I have been through there before, and yeah, it was a pretty interesting place. It's good for
Did you go by the
ATVs and
firehouse?
UTVs.
Did you
I
go by the
don't remember.
firehouse?
I it was so long ago, but when you mentioned about Randsburg, then I remembered certain things about it as you were talking, and but yeah, I remember it was like the only watering hole around.
Well,
There's nothing
you
there,
you
nothing there.
you would have
Living ghost
remembered it
town.
because there's a big sign on the door that says, "In case of fire, yell real loud," because
I
that's how they let them know there was fire.
can't say
Didn't
I
have
did,
phones and
but
stuff back there.
That's good.
yell
That's
real
The
loud.
good.
That's
original
funny.
sign's still
That's
there. In
funny.
case of fire, yell real loud.
Yell real. That's funny. That's
Let's
amazing.
Ken, let's bring it in a little bit and talk about Peggy.
Uh,
And what I
Yeah.
mean is, um, here's something. If you want to truly learn about the area, the mining, the geology, the fake geology that most people think, oh, I'm going to dig over here because of this, this, and this, and Peggy will school you. She does what she calls her nickel tour. It usually lasts, depending, it could be 2 hours, 3 hours, a wealth of information. And Peggy has done that because Peggy, you've been sitting at Duesenberg for what, 1 or 2 months now?
yeah, about 8 years worth of them.
8 years, 8 years worth of 1 month. Um, and
That's funny.
the beauty there, no pun intended, beauty is, and there's a reason. You can ask me later about why I call Peggy beauty, but you know,
Jeez.
8 years she studied and learned, and obviously she learns from the old timers because everybody should. Then you have to validate that the old timers are telling you the truth because some of them don't want you to know the
Right.
truth. You haven't
Yep.
earned that right to know the truth. So, Peggy, tell us a little bit. You first came there. You weren't a caretaker. You made a flipping crater out there, um, getting gold one year.
Yeah, we got about an ounce out of that little area. So, but we spent a month before that up on the hill beside the old mine, looking to see if there was more to the old mine up there across that same level. We spent a month up there and didn't get a tenth of a gram. So we said, well, this ain't worth it. Gluttons for punishment, we were. So we come down, we started hunting down here lower, and we found a little place that somebody had started digging. It was, I don't know, 6 or 8 foot wide. And we went in there, and all we did was vacuum up what was on the ground and clean it up. And we ran it, and heck, there was some pretty good gold in it. So we started
Mm.
digging there. Yep. But anyway, Duisenburg is on an alluvial plain. In other words, yes, we're a desert now, but we weren't always a desert. Twice in the
Mm.
history of the world, we were ancient rivers. Now, ancient rivers, back when Pangea was there, one giant supercontinent, the high spot in that supercontinent was the east coast of North and South America and the west coast of Europe and Africa. So the ancient rivers ran either east to west or west to east originally. We happen to be sitting on one of those ancient riverbeds. So ancient rivers
Wow.
had a tendency to be very, very wide and very, very shallow. However, there were floods. So just remember the old Discovery Channel show about Pangea and how everything started breaking apart and spinning around, and now we got continents where they're at, and we got all these mountains are pushed
Right.
up, and all the earthquakes and volcanoes and everything that shaped our landscape. Our valley now sits southwest to northeast, but it's still in that alluvial plain from all the erosion from over the millions and millions of eons that
Mm.
formed our land. So, with a river running through it twice, and then on top of that, at one point, there was a gigantic lake here between the times of
Wow.
the rivers. Now, the gigantic lake disappeared because an ice dam in Canada broke at the end of the ice age, and as it flooded south, it helped carve out the Grand Canyon, and it ended up
Mm.
flowing through here and blowing the dam out of what was keeping the lake here. So we've had a lot of water movement through Duisenburg over the years. And one of the one things I do teach when I do the
Yeah.
nickel tours, I teach people how to read water in the desert. Because if you know how to look for the signs for water in the desert, you can prospect it. And you don't have to depend on, oh, this rock is here and this rock is there. You can actually trace the paths of ancient floods and you can work yourself upriver. You can identify your inside and outside corners and you can do your
Hmm.
prospecting with a degree of accuracy.
Wow.
So
That's
I'm
amazing.
going to jump in and go. You just heard Peggy go on for a couple of minutes there.
Hmm.
A wealth, truly a wealth of information. And again, she spent time there. I'd encourage anybody, that's even if you're not in the local region or whatever, it's worth planning a trip out to Duesenberg. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's desert.
absolutely.
Yes, it's winds. Yes, you may live a little bit different or whatever, but at the same instance, you see behind me, which is Duesenberg, you see trailers spotted all out there. It's not individual sites right next to each other. You kind of park where you want, unless you want to be right in the little town that we have main camp. But it is a great place to come out. And again, you're going to learn how to mine a little bit different. You're going to learn about dry washing. Do you want a puffer with a battery so we can talk, or do you want
Yeah.
to put a blower on there and hear the, I'm going real low because I didn't want to blow your ears out. But you know, because again, water is a resource that we use mostly for just cleaning up. So,
Right.
years
Yeah.
past, Ken, we used to actually dig a pit, line it with a tarp, and make Lake Duesenberg and bring
Hmm.
multiple tankers of water in. It's just not conducive to do that way anymore.
Wow.
So
So,
What
Well,
amazes me is, Peggy, you were talking about at one time it was a lake, and talking about thousands of years and this and that. Where did all the water go, and why is it so deep? So the aquifers are way down.
well, all right. So you got to realize that over the eons, these mountains have eroded. So
Okay.
when they originally pushed up, the current thought with all the really smart geology guys and physical science guys is that these mountains were originally 9 to 11,000 feet taller than they are today.
Mm,
And they're sitting in right here at Duisenburg, right behind us. We're sitting right at the just about 4,000 foot level. So
mm.
if they were 9 to 12,000 feet taller, where did all that dirt go? Well,
Right.
it
Right.
had to have eroded over the
Yep.
years. So naturally, it started out flat, mountains pushed up, wind, rain, storm, flash
Mm,
floods, everything had to erode out. Now, everything on Duesenberg that we have found has all been placer down to the 50-foot level. We haven't gone
wow.
any deeper than that, and nobody usually will around here because the soil's not stable. And when you look around, you see little bushes, you don't see trees anywhere. Nobody's going
Right.
to pay for enough cribbing to come in to shore up to go deeper than that.
Mm.
But uh, the uh, the whole thing about Duesenberg, I forgot where I was going to with this. Where were we headed?
So you don't have real like caliche there, that hard
Oh, we
rock.
got tons of caliche.
Oh, you
Oh,
got caliche,
tons,
really?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to because we have calcium line deposits underground. And when you have water
Okay.
sitting on top of an area, it turns from a solid to a liquid, perks up to the top, dries out, gets hard again. So,
Mm,
yeah.
okay.
But
And
now
then it
we've
holds
got
its gold right
caliche.
there.
We've got caliche that is as thin as a pencil line, and you'll see it right in the strata of where you're digging at. You're looking at where you're digging, and we've got it feet and feet and feet thick, hard as cement
Wow.
or harder. So, you want to hear a story about caliche?
Hey,
Sure.
wait, that's a hook. Hang on, Peggy. Hang on.
Uh,
That's a hook. I just want to look here. We've had a couple of comments. Just so you know, not to go to your head beauty. Lewis says Peggy is great, and Duesenberg is a great place to spend time and find some jingle. Brian is saying so interesting. Just so you know that. Brother Rick Denton up in Oregon, he's talking about yeah. There's gold in the jewelry store. There's no gold there. That's because he likes mining in Oregon. He hasn't been to
yeah,
Duesenberg
yeah,
in a while. Um, we
yeah,
got
yeah.
another one. Joe is asking, I have a high quality canvas tent. Is that okay to stay in there? I
as
think
long
Absolutely.
that
as it, as long as he doesn't mind the makeup on the outside of it.
yeah,
Well, there is that.
there will be makeup, but as long as it's secured down, you're going to be fine.
Yep,
So that's our latest comments. If anybody else listening has comments, just type them in, and we'll get back to them as fast as possible.
That
Uh,
was cool. Thank you.
oh, there one more. Somebody said, "Was there really gold in was there really gold in Randsburg?" Which again is just across railroad tracks.
yeah.
Um, my
And
history
silver.
and silver. My history said Randsburg had hard deposits for decades, and one of the historical summary reports said about 500,000 ounces were recovered from ore milled between 1895 to
Wow.
1939. So
Yep.
basically, in 45 years, back in the day, I don't believe Caterpillar was around at that time with,
Yeah.
but you're talking 500 ounces were pulled out of the ground. So there's your fun fact,
You
which
want to
brings
hear
us,
another fun fact?
yes,
You said
please,
Yes.
1939. What happened right after 1939?
1940.
World War II.
World War II. Yep.
Mining died off in California in 1939 because they closed the gold mines and moved them all to Michigan and Minnesota to mine iron because they
Iron.
needed
Yep.
iron for the war effort. The only mines they allowed to continue to work in California during the Second World War was for scheelite. Scheelite was needed as the hardener to make tungsten.
Mm,
Yep,
that's
exactly.
interesting. Yep.
So
that is great.
1939 is a key date because gold mining drastically dropped off. They simply closed
Yep.
them and sent all the able-bodied miners to Minnesota and Michigan to mine iron.
Hmm. Let me ask you, you mentioned silver. You're right on that silver and gold belt there.
Yeah.
Do you guys find silver there in Duisenburg as well?
Well, we see it in the pans. Okay,
Oh,
it's usually eh, it's small pieces. We don't find nuggets of silver, not like they
okay.
do over in the lode, right? But we do find pieces of it, and anywhere from grain to maybe I don't know anything to compare it to.
Well,
Say you had
even
a number two pencil and you put a period at the end of a sentence.
hmm well, even with the price of silver, I mean, you get gold and silver. You can
Yeah,
find it.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
that's a bonus.
It is, but we get silver. Uh, every
Nice.
once in a while, somebody will find a small diamond. They're not
Wow.
they're not jewelry grade diamonds, but we do find a diamond because the nearest ancient volcano is 22 miles north of Ridgecrest, right on this same valley system. So
Hmm.
erosion moves diamonds just like it moves gold, just like it moves everything else.
And
Wow.
I'll tell you, Ken, one of the things that Peggy has been doing the last year plus, we've also focused when we've done some of our events on rock hounding.
Hmm.
I'm going to
hmm
tell you, for me, I don't know enough about it. And people come up and go, "Oh my God, look at this, Dominic." And to me, it looks like a rock. Well, once you say, "Okay, it's a rock, tell me about it," then it's brain overload. So there are lots of deposits of different, you know, gems and so forth.
We
So
have a wide range here. You want to know some of those?
you know
Sure.
what? We could always hold that for the next video. We got to
Well,
bring them
you can
back,
do
Peggy.
that. I don't care.
Yeah, let's hold off because I'm getting comments that people are really liking what they're hearing. So that tells me, you know, we do need to focus on some of our other subjects, but this is where if people put enough comments, Peggy, we're going to have to see if we can get you out of the caterpillar and back into the truck. And it just so everybody knows, Peggy's sitting in her truck because the wind was high. She was trying to show you something about the beast, and I'm like, no, we don't want to tell him, get back in your truck. But you know, let me segue in real quick on, we do have an event coming up here in a few weeks, our Dirt Fest event. Ken, just so you know, there's a run on your own where people can bring their own dry washers. The pay dirt's already
Yep.
there for them. They're really just slinging dirt. If you don't have one, we can rent one to you. If you don't have one and you don't want to rent one, Jim Clemens will be there. He's famous for building these green puffers. You
Mm,
just bring a battery, you can pick up one there, uh, one of these green puffers, and go to your heart's content. But we do that. We do. I'm going to try to put a picture up here. Um, this is, we call Bert, and Bert's a four banker, so it's like four dry washers in
mm.
one.
Mhm.
And you could actually feed this with a skid steer or slowly with the bucket of the backhoe, but we have people, and you go through this process. And I'm sorry this is sideways, but here's basically showing you there's four blowers running, or actually two electric motors running these four trays here. But the
Mm.
beauty is you run that and you get a little of this stuff. So
That's
we will
pretty.
be doing a common, and a common is when, again, when we bring a large group of people together and they all share in it. And so we've had Bertha, who's a four banker. We have Bert, and then Peggy just did some shuck and jive on me, and she said, "Yeah, there's this other little piece of equipment. I'm going to try to bring it back to life." So she kept talking about this beast thing. And I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I got beauty and I got a beast, but what the hell's the beast? Well, right there, that just told you everything, Ken. That little ha 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 ha. I
So
think Peggy's
you want to
planning
know
on
the comparison?
Yeah.
Beast Lake makes Bert look like a baby.
exactly, exactly. I mean, you're talking pure volume. Look at the smile on Peggy's
Yeah,
face.
I see that.
You know, it,
She's just,
you
she's
know,
loving every minute of this.
maybe she's going to try to invite Parker Schnabel down. I don't know, but I think if all goes well, um, Beast is going to get its debut with people. We've been testing, or Peggy's been testing it.
Right.
Making sure that it's going to operate the way that we need. Again, we're not here to just dump a whole bunch of dirt down and waste it. So, we are, we're after this. That's what we're after.
Wow. Look at
Um,
that pan.
Nope, there goes. So
Yep.
what
There
I'll
you
tell you is,
go.
if you're not
Show me to
signed up
go.
to come out to Duisenburg, I got to check my dates. Unless Peggy, do you know what day that starts?
23rd to the 29th of March is Dirt Fest.
Oh,
And
that's
so
coming up.
it's
Yeah,
coming
let's.
up. So
Yeah.
what I would say is, if you're not part of that, here's a QR code. Go to myldma.com. Go to the events. Get registered. There's an entrance ticket that covers your whole family coming in. It covers the camping during the event.
Mhm.
Peggy's hired some gourmet chefs to put on a dinner on Saturday night. That's included with that entrance ticket. And then, depending what you want to do each day, there's different activities. Could be running your own, a common dig. Bless you, Peggy. Um, we do a shoot us thing because we have the Duisenburg shooting range. We'll do some detecting on certain days. So a lot of different activities, and then we also have a mining experience. It's something that Peggy started, and we've used it at other camps, where we'll take you out to an area. We'll explain it to you. If you don't have the equipment, we'll have the equipment there, and basically we put you to work, but you also get to keep all the gold you find. And
Well,
it's
we
just
Mm,
basically teach you what you need to know, the basics to start gold mining.
absolutely,
that's
absolutely.
awesome. That's
So
awesome.
that's
I
coming
love
up at
that.
Dirt Fest. I will tell you, if you stay tuned, coming up short, there's going to be some new dates released for a little bit later in the year, where there's going to be some big stuff happening at Duisenburg. So I'd
Mhm.
say, if you're not familiar, get out to Duisenburg during Dirt Fest. You're going to understand a little bit, because you're going to want to come back and be part of this really beastie beastie event.
Tasty. I'd like to see that.
I
So,
I'm in
just love
agreement with you,
Peggy's laugh.
Tom. I think we need to have a part two on this. I'd like to have a continuation with Duesenberg on this.
let
Yeah,
me say something right
that would
quick.
make.
So, I do a lot of training here. That anybody's got a question, anybody wants to learn something, I do it here. I take the time, I spend time with folks. All you got to do is, if you want to come out and learn about gold mining, you don't even have to wait for an event. Call me on the number that they put up on the screen. Let me know when you want to be here. Come for a weekend, spend a couple days. You can learn how to dry wash, you can learn how to pan, you can learn how to prospect. You'll get the nickel tour. You'll learn a lot about
Mm.
more about the history and the geology here. And if the wife doesn't like anything you want to do here, Ridgecrest is 20 miles up the road, and it's got antique shops and shopping and anything she wants to eat that she could think of. And I have a map that we can give her that will show her all the points of interest within like a 50-mile range. So, something for everybody. Just give
And it
me a
doesn't
Absolutely.
have to be the wife. It could be the guy. I mean, he
Yeah,
might
it could
want
be.
that.
It could be.
It might be the wife wants the
You
gold.
say that because I have plenty of women come out here. I want to do this, and my husband, he's just here. So I hand him the
Yeah.
map to all the four wheeler or the two tracks, so he can go out on his four wheel and get lost for the day. Works both ways, but have
do
something for
you lose?
everybody.
Do you lose? Do you lose many husbands out there in the desert?
No, but there's a few I've had to go looking for because they get turned around and they
That's
finally get
funny.
to the top of a mountain somewhere where they can pick up a phone signal and say, "Help,
Help me.
help."
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I do
That's
have a rule
amazing.
here that's pretty hard and fast. If you're going
Okay.
off of Duisenburg and our associated claims, like over into the El Pasos, you better tell me where you're going at over there, which claim you're going to, or the general area. And you better stop by and tell me you're back so that I don't have to go looking over half the damn county to try and find your butt when you don't show up. So that's a hard and fast rule here. And it's come close to having to actually send people out where people have run into trouble, getting hung up on their four wheelers and can't get unstuck or uh, get sick
we have
and
a
You know,
need
question.
help.
do you have a store there? Do you have a little store that you sell stuff out of?
Well, in the clubhouse, we stock the refrigerator with sodas and water, and we usually keep some ice cream bars and some like cool pop stuff like that, and then
Sell,
candy bars.
sell
We keep.
laser pointers. Sell them laser pointer, this high energy laser pointer. So when they go out on the ATV, if they get lost at night, just shine the laser pointer up in the air. They'll know where they're
Well,
at.
it won't do any damn good because shooting it straight up in the air, nobody's going to see it.
Oh, they will. You'd be
Uh,
surprised.
well, if they get a damn airplane, maybe they will. But
So
the
we
canyon, most of the canyons out here are fairly narrow, and you
they
get
are.
back in some of these canyons, you you won't see it, and the wind blows enough that uh
Wow.
even a horn, an air horn, is really deceptive when you hear it because
I can
the
imagine.
wind blows the
Yeah,
sound. In fact,
that's
now granted, jets fly pretty fast, but we got China Lake, the Naval Air Warfare Center or station up here in Ridgecrest. These jets
hmm
go over this place, and the wind will be blowing so hard that we don't hear them until they're like 3 miles past us.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What was that?
then you
I
hear
don't
them.
know.
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Hey, we have another question from Kimberly. She says, "Where can I find the cost?" So I sent her to myldma.com.
Hmm.
If you're interested in the events, go to the event section.
Right.
If you're interested in the camps, there's a camping section. Each of the camps are listed on there. There is, LDMA member pricing. If you're not an LDMA member, there
Yep.
is retail pricing available. And then what else? So there's the
And you
events. There's
don't have to be a member to come to the camp. You'll just have a different
That's
rate.
important. Yeah. Thank you for bringing
yeah,
that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do not have to be a
because
member.
we feel it's important that people come and try it out. They got to see if they even like it.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
I'll tell you, Peggy, with like she says, slowing down, talking with people, helping people. It's interesting how many people come in, they're not sure what they're going to experience, and then they leave and they sign up for membership because they want to come back, and obviously they like the cheaper pricing we have for that. So
Well, that and the
um,
fact that we have what, 10 camps
yeah,
across the United States.
yeah, and
And
one of the things, like Peggy said, our property that we own is 160 acres, but then we have additional claims that are
mhm,
exclusive for our LDMA members that if they didn't want to work on the property, they're near. So it's just more ground for them to go have fun and play with.
yep.
Mm,
Mhm.
all
So,
right.
um, Peggy, I got a comment to you. Are you shocked that Ken hasn't made? He's watching, but I like, why is he not on a computer? Doing an air flight into Ontario, Los Angeles, or something like that, and coming to see you and visit the camp. I mean, I'm
I don't
sure.
know. He's lazy, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's lazy. No. My itinerary is booking up. I'm trying to make room. I'm like, Dom, I need dates.
I do dates. Well,
I need dates, man. I need
again,
to,
dates, what I would say is
but
if you are able to make it, whether you can be there the whole Monday through Sunday, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, get to Dirt Fest and at least partake in what you
yeah,
can. You're
Or
you're
at
gonna
least just come by and watch and see what's going on, just to get an
absolutely.
idea.
We've had a lot
I
of
get people that show up. They say, I can't afford to be in your bit, but can I at least watch and see what's going on? Sure, come on, let's go down here. I'll show you. And then
yeah,
they get
yeah.
excited, and then they come for a weekend,
There you
or they
go.
come for a week, or they
that's
decide to
right.
bring the kids for summer vacation.
I do
And
need to get
Peggy's
back out to California. I really do. It's been a long time since the passing of my dad. I really do need to get back out there and visit my LDMA family. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
have
you
to
go.
say, as interesting as it is, you see these people come in and try it out or whatever, and not a large number, but then there's some that come in, they'll leave for a little bit, and then they're back, and they're going to be there for the full 6 months that the camp is
Mhm.
open
Mm,
because they just fall in love with it, and they like being close to civilization, but far enough away where you know there's not a lot of lights. The skies are beautiful, pitch black. The stars just shine as bright as they can because again they're away from the city lights.
right.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
That's
get to
awesome.
see things out here you won't see in the city too. We've sat on the side porch of the clubhouse, and it's been storming all the way around us, and watched lightning strikes going down the ridges
Mm,
all the way across the other side of the valley and up until we can't see it anymore, and then double and triple rainbows at the end of it. We see all kinds of things. We see coyote, we see rattlesnakes, we see gopher snakes, we got rabbits by the hundreds, we got chipmunks by the hundreds, and we've got
pigeons, white pigeon. We have
well,
Ernie that
like,
flies by.
never name something lucky in the desert because a falcon got lucky, so lucky ain't lucky anymore. Which I should have known better when I named her. But she was the
Uh,
prettiest little albino white pigeon I ever saw.
mm,
But
uh,
yeah, but we got all kind. We have desert fox. We have desert owl, the ones that burrow and live in the ground. There's a great big owl that cruises out here. I mean, wingspan as wide as my arms, and you'll see him first early in the morning and right at dusk. It's almost like he's cruising like a vulture. He's looking to get him a rabbit for supper. And
I
there's
know
and
we're
also
pet
they're
friendly, so if you got Fluffy out there, make sure Fluffy's watched.
Scruffy is
mhm,
still here.
Scruffy's.
Yeah, Scruffy is still here. Yep, that poor
um,
little orphan coyote. He was
oh,
about the size of I don't know, dachshund the first time I saw him. Little baby dachshund, little bitty thing. And
our
all the hair down his back and his butt went in a different direction. Just so I just started calling him Scruffy Butt.
Scruffy's butt.
And he was so young that he was standing in the middle of a group of not pigeon, of quail and chucker, and they weren't even afraid of him, and he didn't know they were lunch. So
Wow.
yeah,
we
and
have a
he was so malnourished. He's only about 2/3 the size of a regular coyote. So he got a little stunted, but we bought him some
So
gravy train, and we fed him every couple days just to make sure he didn't starve to death. He had to learn how to take care of himself. So he's since found a woman, had a couple babies of his own, and they
over
all
in
live
Randsburg.
in some, well, across the railroad tracks behind
Okay,
us here.
on the
Yeah,
other side of the tracks.
yeah. Yep.
uh, we have
So
another
let's
another
follow.
one other
Oh, go ahead.
comment.
Go. Go ahead.
comment came in. Brother Rick up in Oregon says, "Are there still rats by the hundreds there?"
Yes, it's a desert.
Desert rats.
You know,
There's rats.
Do they
There are
steal
desert rats.
gold?
maybe
Well,
we should
if we could
really,
train them to get gold, we'd be a hell of a lot, have a hell of a lot more gold.
yeah, we would. Yeah, we would.
Dig, dig,
So,
dig.
but go ahead, Ken. I interrupted you there.
No, I was going to say, let's just sum up real quick. So you got a beautiful 160 acre camp there
Yeah,
with flames. You got in the high desert. You got a little bit of winds on a regular basis, very little rain, but you got beautiful camping. No water, but you got water tanked in.
yep,
We've established it. You can bring a canvas tent, that kind of thing. RVs, just stay long
yeah,
term.
yeah.
You got a dump station, I'm assuming,
We
right?
do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dump station.
Yep.
Gold,
We got garbage
silver,
pickup. We got,
uh, event, garbage pickup,
yep,
ants that go and burrow,
yeah.
eat gold,
And
take it and put
and
and metal detection,
and and
Beauty and the
one of
Beast,
one of the best spas in the middle of the desert for exfoliation of the skin.
and makeup, natural makeup. I
There
think
you
we're
go.
on to something. I think we're on to
Yeah.
something. I'm like this. I'd like to see a part two to this. Dom. Yeah, it sounds like a great event. It's going to take place in a couple weeks, and yeah, I'm excited to see it. And I absolutely will be making travel plans
So I
out
will
west.
tell
And when I
you,
do, it's going to be a long trip because I'm going to be actually hitting pretty much all the camps up on the West Coast. So, uh,
absolutely.
but we'll
So
follow along. We'll take the cameras with us, and we'll do video shoots and of our trip. And Dom,
we'll
we'll
have
have a lot of
fun.
fun. Yeah,
We have the QR
yeah.
code up on the screen. If you hit it with your phone and, as if you're taking a picture, it'll bring you right to myldma.com events. Uh, if you have questions and you want to call Jen and Nanette in the office, that's 888-465-3717. Had a little slow reaction there. So we have that. Again, 888-465-3717. Call Peggy out at the camp. She usually says, yeah, you don't need a reservation. Just come on in. Call her and make a reservation because, especially if, in all, in all seriousness, we have some people where they want to be closer to the clubhouse and the restroom and the shower. Maybe they're handicapped or a little more challenged. Peggy absolutely has some sites for that. So if you feel the need that you need to be closer, definitely let Peggy know so she makes sure that she carves out your little spot there.
And if
But
you saw this on YouTube afterwards, mention to Peggy, Dom and Ken send you. Tell them that Peggy, you're going to show them a little bit of honey hole maybe,
There you
and
go.
show them where your honey hole is.
It's part of the nickel tour.
And a nickel tour.
Yeah, part of the
absolutely.
nickel tour.
All right.
So
Any last minute comments that you have, Peggy, other than show up? She has to show you her hat. She loves that hat.
she loves that hat. I love that hat too.
Hey, I
Big
dig
Duisenburg.
Duisenburg, baby.
And I hear you do a lot of it.
We try.
She
We
does.
try.
She does.
Now, my
Peggy,
mother
thank
would
you
say
so.
some days I'm more trying than others.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh my
Peggy, thank
gosh.
you so much for taking the time to join with us and to share a little bit about Duisenburg and the wealth of knowledge you have. I appreciate it. It was such a wonderful thing to have you here with us and share about it. And I look forward to getting out there. I absolutely do.
Cool. My pleasure being here.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much, Peggy. Thank you for being here. A superstar. You are the beauty behind the beast that people are going to start seeing. Um, we just have to remember one thing: beast needs to be fed. So
Mhm.
it needs a lot of people to be dumping 5-gallon buckets in there to keep that baby operational. So it will be fun, but we will come back with Peggy in the very near future because I truly believe Peggy is a wealth of knowledge. If you want to find gold, Duisenburg has the gold, but Peggy is a big piece of that gold because she's going to give you a lot of, history, a lot of education, a lot of good stuff. Um,
That's
it's
great.
no different. Ken has a wealth of knowledge when, back in South Carolina, you can't dry wash back there. Too much moisture in
Nope.
the air. Dirt will never be dry. So, again, especially in the winter months, Duisenburg, I think one thing we didn't say, um, we say it's truly open, October 1st to the end of May, but there's always somebody coming in there, even in the middle of summer at 115 degrees. They just like to go work about 5:30 in the morning. They finish by
10,
9:30,
11.
10 o'clock. Yeah.
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 Hit
Yep.
hit the shower, get rid of the makeup, go rest up
Mhm.
for the next morning. But
Yep.
But both of you, thank you, everybody watching. Thank you for your comments. Like Ken said, please like, love, follow, subscribe on the channels. We will start doing some giveaways very soon while we do this. So we'll be doing that live. So if you're not already in that list, make sure you click it because we'll start notifying you when we have certain offerings going out. So,
Yeah, we have a lot more exciting things coming up here very soon. Very
all
soon.
right. Be good
Cool.
miners. Be safe. Stay hydrated. Love y'all.
Love you. Take care,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye.